Hey guys, Block Builder here, and welcome to my video review of my LEGO Transformer 8-bit. So spinning on in, here comes Jumpman. This is a cartridge Transformer. As you can see, he is the Nintendo cartridge for Super Mario Brothers. There he is, just being himself. Next up, coming on in, here is the NES Controller Transformer. He doesn't really have a name, and also he was horrible to animate, so that's why this probably doesn't look as good as the other part. But, oh look, it's Rob for size comparison. And that's enough of that. So, I hope you guys like that stop motion, but this guy's too big to transform in it. I mean, I could try, but it would probably turn out pretty bad. So we're just going to review the rest of this normally. And also it lets me do some actual live action parts. And these buttons can press in, so I wanted to be able to show that. But anyway, hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. There's a lot of pictures in that stop motion. So I hope you guys actually like it. But here's 8-bit in his NES mode. And as you can see, he is pretty big. Also, I made a new background so that it looks more nice for the stop motion and stuff. And basically it's white. So, as you can see that already. So, as I said before, these buttons can push in. And this door can open. And that's pretty much it. You saw in the stop motion that Jumpman can in fact fit inside of him. And Nameless Controller Dude can plug this part into there. Also, speaking of Nameless Controller Dude, I just wanted to show you, you can kind of coil this thing up and like fix it so it looks less terrible. So you just kind of push it up and then you slide it through here. And then it looks better. Yes, I broke his hand off, but that's okay. So yeah, that's him fixed. But on to the main event, which is this big guy. So, I guess we'll just get on to transforming him. He is really big, so he's going to go out of frame like almost instantly. So I might want to fix that first. So let's move on to transformation. Alright, so to transform 8-bit, you got him right here, and turn him around. He is not completely finished because he's huge and just reasons, but he's finished enough to show to you guys. And he looks pretty cool still. So you're just going to untab the back section right here, like so. And then you're going to break this part. Not like that, but just plug that back in. There's two Technic pieces plugging into each other, like so. You're just going to split that apart. And then you can go ahead and flip out his legs. His arms will fall down and stuff, but that's okay. So next, we're just going to spin him around to the front. And then these buttons will actually press into each other because they are spring-loaded like I demonstrated earlier. And that will fold forward, and so will this side. And you're just going to turn this way so that you guys can all see, because he's going to get really, really big. So then you take this section, you're just going to pull it out a little bit, and go ahead and spin it all the way around. Pull down this section a little, just so he can bend his elbow. This part will rotate out and reveal his hand. That'll fold back in, and you can go ahead and pose his fingers however you like so. These will become the feet. I just haven't stood them up yet. So we're just going to transform his opposite arm. It transforms exactly the same. Pull it out a little bit. Pull out the elbow. Flip that up. Rotate this back. Flip out his hand. Rotate this up. And collapse all his fingers. And that's the other arm done. Now we're just going to stand him up, and he's going to become way too tall for the camera. But you're just going to grab him like this, and you're going to want to ratchet his legs down so that he will be able to stand in robot mode. Just kind of get him like that. Next, you simply rotate his feet around to the front, like so. And you can click his arms back so he can balance for now. because there's some more steps. You just can't see him because of how big he is, which is a very large problem for this. So I will raise the camera so you can see the top, and we'll work on that part. Okay, now that the camera ascended to this high, we can move on to the last few steps. You're just going to grab him, and there's some ball joints on the inside of here. And this will just pull up like so to make him look less silly. Then you come to his back, his arms centered, if you will. And this part will just come down, and there's his head in there. Those will come down, and then there's some holes in here and some plugs right here, which will connect his back to his front, and that'll secure right there. And then what you want to do is open up the chest flap. Another thing I forgot to mention is the NES mode is slightly inaccurate because this should be slightly over to the side and stuff, and like the cartridge guy is too small, so I just want to point out all my failures. Anyway, I'm gonna press down this panel. It's on a couple ball joints, and then this panel will fold over top like so. And then finally, gonna hold this like so and fold that down, revealing 8-Bit's head. And here is 8-Bit in his robot mode. So here's 8-Bit in his robot mode, and I think that he turned out pretty awesome. I mean, he looks like he could turn into an NES, and he just looks like this super cool, big, beefy robot. For his size comparisons, let me get something else that's also quite big. So anyway, here he is next to Enlightened Godzilla. As you can see, he is quite large. Good boy. Anyway, that's enough for some size comparisons, except for we'll do an actual one since you guys will have one of these most likely. There he is next to a minifigure. As you can see, he's absolutely minuscule compared to 8-Bit. Get him out of the way. And since we've accomplished transformation and stuff, let's just move on to his articulation. He can still fit Jumpman in his chest because he would just fall out if you like turned him over. Basically, his arms are on ratchet joints, so they can go 360 degrees. They're also on this like double joint on the inside, but that's just so you can pull his arms out on the NES mode, and it gives him like pretty good shoulder range. Sadly, he can't hold it up that easily because his arms are so heavy, but he can hold them up like this, which is pretty cool. He's got he's got a ball jointed elbow, and it can just do all kind of stuff like that. His hands and his wrists are on ball joints also. Each finger is individually articulated, so you can like move his thumb around and then rotate it. He can give you a thumbs up, like so. His fingers are on hinges. I could have put them on more articulated joints. It's just, I think when I built him, I didn't have enough time. Yep, I just popped his wrist off. Not time. I wanted to use those little rotating pieces, and I didn't have enough clips. But basically, you could do that, and then he'd be able to display his fingers. His head is also on a ball joint. I don't actually need to hold him up. I don't know why I'm doing that, because he can actually stand on his own. His head can rotate 360 degrees, move down a little bit, move up a bit. You can move that joint back there, so you can put him in some funny things going on. No waist articulation, but he does have hip articulation. That hand, I don't know why it's falling off so much, but it's just 2 stud connections. And other than that, he's actually quite sturdy. So these can go out. They're on 3 different ratchet joints. But like I said, those can go out, so you can get him in some more dynamic stances. His arm should not be like that, but that's okay. You can just fix it like this. See, he's pretty durable. He's got rubber in the feet, which you probably saw when he was spinning around. And then for transformation, well, not transformation, this is his hip joint. It can kick forward quite far, just untabbed. It's hard to articulate behind a camera. He does have knees. They're just on a bunch of ratchets, and his feet can rotate and tilt. So he's actually quite articulated and can actually hold some poses because they are strong joints. And he stands fairly easily. I forgot this was detached. Let me just put that back on. There we go. So yeah, he is pretty cool. I do like him. And for one last little size comparison before I end off this video, here he is next to Jumpman. I kind of want to do some more NES cartridge Transformers, so I'll probably do that, but I can ask you guys if you want me to. And then the not as good controller Transformer, who I'm thinking about calling like Recoil or something because of this wire. But yeah, there's the crew. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. It's taken a long time, but it's been pretty fun. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video for you guys and stuff because I thought it'd be cool. So I hope you enjoy it. And Block Builder, breaking out. Block Builder.